it. Loads more questions. So questing is OP. I love it. Absolutely love it. But no, some good questions to go through. We will get into all of that. Let me start recording as well. This will be up on YouTube if you missed some of it, if you have to dip out, if you come back in, whatever you got to do. 31. Okay, cool. Lots to get to. But yeah, it's been been a week. Been a week since the last one. Lots going on. Space is all over the place. Up and down. I feel like everyone's kind of like trying to find their niche again a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm completely misreading it. But yeah. Is the space maturing? No. Will it never mature? Unclear. But I don't know. Maybe I've just been so laser focused on what we've been doing at Purrs for the last few weeks. So who knows what's going on? Our best ball league booted off today, which is very exciting. I've never done a best ball league before. I might be on the clock again, actually, as we're saying this. I believe our full league. Actually, no, we're going to do divisions. So yeah, if you still want to get involved in NFL fantasy, despite my accent, very much into the NFL. So we're starting that soon. It's game night tomorrow. So we do 2 game nights a month, one Fall Guys, one Fortnite. It's Fortnite tomorrow. And then yeah, got a whole slate. August is already set up in terms of community nights, so that is very exciting for me. It's nice to be ahead of the game. It's also very good. But yeah, once Carlini joins me, speak of the bloody devil, here he is. Yeah, we're just going to roll through some questions. I think Carlini will obviously have to have a word about our mint and our sale and how that is all going and where we go to from there and where we go to in general. The space, us, everything else. So yeah. Carlini, my friend, how are you doing this evening? It's proper evening we're doing this now. The show starts at 10 p.m. British time.
I know. Yeah, I'm all
How do you
right.
feel about it? Is it good, better, or worse?
Well, I came here ready for 9 an hour ago. Forgot we changed it. I was just so used to 9.
It was only last week. You did tell me last week that 10 was better for you, personally.
Yeah, when I remember.
Yeah. I feel like it's quite nice. I feel like I've had my evening. Can have dinner, can watch some whatever serial, TV, finish with my X-Files rewatch. So we're now on 911, which is amazing and also terrible. And then yeah, kind of sit down and do a little show.
I will just say at the very start of it all,
Mm.
I did see one of the questions was something like, I'm sure we'll go into it much more later, but it was like, what can we, the community, do as to help us? And I don't know if everyone's noticed today, but Space is doing something new. Like on phone, I think they've completely fucked it. Like it's terrible. Like
Surely not.
the first on my phone, I can only now see one space, and the majority of the time, I have no idea what it's called. I can currently see the Rug Radio one just says Ed is hosting it. It doesn't say the name, and it's so wide. But earlier in the day, it's not actually showing it now. But okay, yeah. So 16 plus tweets about this space, and it seems to be organising it by tweets. So if you fancy, popping us on your timeline, just go to the share via Twitter, tweet about it, and it's almost like algo hacking, I guess, because this is the first day I've seen it. I'm not sure if this is day one or whatever. Um,
It seems new to me. There's a extra functionality that I've got as host.
oh,
I can
what you
clip
got?
stuff. I've got I can
Oh,
clip
shit.
stuff. I can share a clip, like as we go through. I can add guests and co-hosts and everything else in like a different functionality. I've got a magic wand. Oh wait, I've always had that. Oh, that's the voice transformer. Yeah, I'm not going to play with that. But yeah, I think I just said before you joined, it's like they've done some stuff, but still not actually made it better. Just put it on desktop, for the love of God.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of algorithm change in general. There's a huge Instagram thing at the moment where I think the
Oh, I
Kardashians are
saw
like,
that. Yeah.
put Instagram back to the way it was, because and someone's post was really interesting about it because they'd said how ads existed in newspapers and all of that, and Facebook kind of destroyed ads because you know what's more interesting than ads is what your friends are doing. So you're you're focused in on your friends instead. Then do you know more interesting than your friends? Sort of professional friends, like the Kardashians. You know, if you think about it in a way,
Hmm.
I know I've said Kardashians now 3 times in this space, but I do not follow them in any way. I just want to get that get that on the record.
I was
I
booting
just
off about Kylie Jenner's private jet obsession the other day on my personal Twitter. I was getting annoyed about
I,
that.
ju- I just know they're famous and whatever, and basically they've played the algorithm. But now it's shifted. It seems on Instagram, 'cause obviously different algorithms. It seems it's shifted to sort of what's more exciting than following these professional friends is sort of the best thing across the whole world. Like you can tap into anything now. So it's almost like I guess you've been framed. Back in the day, you've been framed, but on a global level, where any interesting video can now be pushed by the algorithm to your feed.
Just a quick translation for any American listeners. You've been framed is commonly known as America's funniest home videos in America.
We've seen it with like the rise of, I guess, engagement farmers. You all know the ones, the people that are tweeting probably 20 times a day and then replying to every tweet, which means their actual tweets are up at like 800 a day, and they get ridiculous engagement. Like there are accounts with half my followers that get times 10 my likes purely because they're hacking the algorithm and getting uh, everyone to see their tweets like on the homepage. Like, well, all we really do is click homepage, refresh, have a scroll, maybe go to the note. Some of you might go to your notifications of people that you've put on, the bell icon, but really all they're doing is hacking into that first refresh, and it happens all the time for me. As soon as you start, if you get engagement constantly from accounts, Twitter's like, oh, you like it. So Rug Radio has 35 tweets. It's just told me as I've been refreshing to sort of see what I'm. Oh yeah, look, you've got Fred Guy.
I just thought that
He,
was quite pertinent as soon as we're talking about a Twitter update and it's like they're literally anything update anything but security.
yeah, so I guess that's just that bit of get some tweets out, get more people in the spaces so they can all hear about the plan for exclusives.
Indeed. The plan indeed. Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to kind of start with your thoughts on that or whether you just want me to kind of jump through questions. I'm kind of feeling that the questions that we've got also setting quests for commenting on a post you want questions on. Absolutely OP, amazing. Really appreciate everybody doing that quest today. Really, really good. I don't know if you kind of just want to start with the questions, and I feel that everything that you want to say will get answered that way. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, yeah.
On that note, Oh wait, no, let's not do that. Let's not meme about it. Um, you already mentioned the interesting question that we had from Ebo about kind of like what the community can do. Um, so yeah, I guess you kind of like already covered that a bit, but it's like often our questions ask you, the team, what you'll be doing next when Hoodie, why Pepper can't pronounce my name properly. Is there anything you would like us as a community to do or think we could do to help the project grow? Which is a very nice question, Emma. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so in this sort of market, I guess, there are a few things the community can do. Um, and the first would be, I'll start at the most effort, I guess. Build, and it would be build on us, and build is a bit, the word is, it's just using this space to mean almost anything. Tweet GM every day is probably
Building,
build.
community building.
Yeah, it's community building, isn't it? But like, per account. So I in no way expect anyone to get anywhere near, this level of thing. But Curator Cat's archive is absolutely bonkers, and that reminds me, I need to DM him because I sent him 10 free mints for that, but the letter said 5. But I don't know why it was always supposed to be 10 because I mean, just absolutely everything is there. What blew my mind is every community member that has posted a Lucky Cat T-shirt. If they've tweeted it,
Oh my god, yeah, let me pen that one
it's
instead.
on the archive. Like, if I just
Absolutely
literally
wild.
open up the archive now, like this does not exist for any other project. Um, this is insane level of fandom for a game. You see like those Final Fantasy VII walkthroughs, and they're all in like just plain text, and at there's just insane levels of Easter eggs that have been found. And let me just try and find this. I can't even. I don't know how to find it when I'm trying to talk and look. I mean, I can go. I can go on this. I can go on this and see the T-shirts we're selling. Oh,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
it's absolutely bonkers. I've just pinned it now. The tweet that we did that I think includes that link. But yeah, so everyone who shared, I think they also said in the tweet that they put out about it, or in Discord maybe, there's more that they want to put up, but they've reached out to people to ask, can they share
Oh,
it on this
okay.
website? Which is also lovely of just kind of, oh, hey, I know you've shared this on your personal Twitter, but do you mind me putting it on the website and all this sort of stuff? It's just, yeah, like the detail and everything on it is wild.
Yeah, like I could. I'm sure I haven't seen it all, and I'm just sitting here looking quite often. Like, do you know when we started quests?
I do not, can't remember
It
the
was
date,
on the
no.
17th of the 6th. Curator Cat knows. Do you know when the first batch of physical model cats started shipping to holders?
Recently?
It was the 19th, sir. It's on. It's on this sort of
This is
timeline.
like doing a pub quiz where you're allowed your phone. It's like, well, I don't need to know any of this stuff now because like it's just on this insane resource.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
bonkers.
this is an example of helping the community, and I could not ask anyone to even attempt anything like this because it's pure insanity, the level of detail and just the skill to make it in the first place. But I guess what I'd be thinking, a fresh Twitter account that you call PCC quests, just off the top of my head, and it summarizes the quest lines, or make quick videos of like a week rundown in Purrs using the text to speak guys, like almost a really quick TikTok. There's
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this week in Purrs. then it
It's
does
like
that.
the Siri voice guy.
And again, I would, I'm not asking people to do this. I have been asked what could people do, and I'm suggesting that this is an option, right? So when you look at um, your bored apes, your doodles, your high level sort of PFPs where people are so heavily financially invested, you know, quite often you see them having daily spaces. So I remember there was a time where doodles would have daily spaces, and it wouldn't be the doodles team running them. It'd be just like a group, a community of doodles that were getting to know each other more and just chatting doodles. And I don't really know how they kept them going because when you're just chatting to each other, like how long can you really? I don't know how long I could talk about doodles to other doodles holders as a holder myself. I
Hmm.
I think there was a lot of floor chat and when moon and that sort of stuff, which I guess isn't really us. But just again as an example, but really I think the main thing that would help us as a collection is what Sappy Seals are doing. Is they're really trying to hack this algorithm, and it is sort of run by the guys at the top. It's the founders sort of really posting heavily. But what the community can do when we know what Twitter is doing right now is pushing people who are engaging the most. If you're using Twitter, not just scrolling, but like using it and posting, just like pure reply guying, they're pushing your tweets more. Doesn't matter if you don't get many likes or if you don't have many followers, because like I said, these 10K follower accounts can just tweet, you know, GM what we're doing today, and they get 600 likes. And they've really, I'm not saying you're going to get this, of course, but they've been, building this account tens of thousands of tweets. But if we did that on a different level, or as a community, we just said like, hey, just spend 5 minutes of your day instead of scrolling, just reply guying and maybe tweeting one thing. In that 5 minutes, think of one tweet, put it out there, and then reply guy, until you get bored. Just a couple of things. Every five tweets you read, maybe you think, oh, that's really dumb, or you think, oh, that's a great idea, or just say what comes to your head when you see it. And what that's doing is not only is it getting your profile picture out there or your .pcc.eth out there, it's also getting Twitter to push you more. And I guess that's another one. If you don't have a pcc.eth, you could help more by getting one. Um, we're at, what is it, 800?
We are over 800 now, yeah. I think we're over 800 actually.
And the quests are sort of going to be going in that direction. Like the reply ones really ups our engagement and your engagement because you're replying to these tweets that are in a community that are also replying to that tweets, and Twitter's algorithms like, these people, let's get them seeing each other. And we're going to, we want you to do that more. And that's not just going to be me saying, hey, can you guys, you know, tweet? Because then we'll, we've seen it work. It worked, it must have been a year ago with Lazy Lions. Now, I don't want that. They, they raided. They
Hmm.
here's a celeb that's come into the space. Go and put your picture of your lion and a king. We don't want that. That's not our community. We know what our community is, but in this sort of berry market, there's not free money everywhere. We're seeing more thoughtful people here now. I'm not saying everyone is. Everyone isn't. here and in it for the tech and all of that. But it's certainly a larger percentage of the community generally in NFTs are becoming more like the Purr community. Like whatever percentage of the NFT community was like the Purr community before during the bull run, maybe it was 1%, and now it's 10x to 10% or something like that. It's certainly bigger. It might not be more people, but with less noise, there is by far less noise in the space now. Our chances of being seen by people like us is much higher. So we're going to be doing things with the questing to try and not only just me saying, hey, you've asked me what can be done to sort of try and help hers. It's this, but also we're going to offer incentives as well. So when a quest is completed, it's not actually ready yet. That's the problem, because with questing in like Alpha Alpha Alpha, you might have seen. Was it today that we added the auto tag?
We
Was
did.
it
I
yesterday?
think
They
I need to
didn't
play
work.
around with the settings. I think that was Discord settings rather than bot settings.
Okay,
So
so
that was actually that was me, not Hoddle.
yeah, so that's kind of the thing where there are all these. We're trying to make quite a lot of changes to questing, but then we need to sort of live test them as we're going. So that was automatic tags so that everyone can do it. We're working behind the scenes, like you guys wouldn't care, but to be able to queue up quests, which then means we can make them more sort of scheduled. Even could have a countdown to when the next quest is started, because I know that's another thing people don't like, coming typing quest and then seeing, oh, it's the same one.
Yeah.
So we could have a last.
VR is on me every day. It's like, when are we questing? I was like, we're still questing. I'm trying to do it on like a 24-hour schedule, but yeah, it's like other stuff happens, and then yeah,
I'm reluctant to want to day it, because when you want to day it, if you can't do one that day for whatever reason, people have got, so you break cycles.
yeah,
So while I want one a day because that's a great cycle. I want people to want to come to our Discord, find the quest, and then tweet about us, because just from I guess a community engagement level, what we're then doing is making everyone think about Purrs for at least a short period of time every day. And if you own Purrs, you want as many people to be doing that as possible. Just like us, as you run Purrs, we want that as well. Um, so I do want it to be daily, but we can't do that until we can queue them up. And the next thing, which is close, I'm not sure if it'll be. I haven't actually checked the work Discord for like the past hour or so, but the bot is also going to pick a winner.
oh,
So there will be a winner of every quest, and that doesn't mean you've done it the best. If it's comment X, Y, or Z, all you've done is comment. Like the bot is one and zeros. It's not a smart AI. I can't even. Is it Dali, that art AI bot thing?
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
It's not smart.
DALLY, yeah, yeah.
It's um, it's just one and zero. Have you done the quest? Okay, 60 people did. Pick a winner. And what we do have is a reserve of NFTs from uh, basically all of them. We've got pretty much every one that we've released, and that was for whatever reason. At the start we had the pool, and then that meant we got airdrops, and we pulled all the grandmas and kittens back. So we have NFTs to give out as rewards. So currently, once a day, we're going to try. Maybe it won't be once a day until we've got the scheduled sort of nature of quests. Because right now it's when can Peter get to it?
Mm.
Like, if it was always to be at, you know, 9 a.m., what if you're on a run? Something like
Mm.
that. So
Yeah,
just we need to be able to auto complete them and auto start them, which means we could, on a Monday, line up 7, and that would be done. So once that's ready, it will be more regular. But even, as soon as we have that winner auto picked, we'll be giving away NFTs every quest to a winner. So engagement is rewarded. We're going to have two things coming. One's called um, a booster deck, I think we're going to call it.
Mm.
And then another one's called a booster pack. And a deck is bigger than a pack. Within a deck, there will be a Purr. Like I said, we had those from the pool that we originally had, and in the packs there'll be random perks, so the airdrops which we'll be giving out. And sort of long term, there'll be much more in these packs. This is just trying to help sort of this Twitter engagement and things like that. And there could be, this quest is for a deck, or this quest is for a pack. And decks wouldn't just be a Purr, they'd have random sort of perks inside as well. So you may just get a Purr and a comic, or you may get a Purr and 5 models, which means if you're so pleased, you could then get a model of the Purr that you've just won sort of for free. I understand there'll be, some $2 burn fee of the NFTs. But we'll be trying to push engagement from our side, just to get more people to know about us, because when you see sort of the stuff other projects are doing and the levels of engagement they get, people are like, oh, it's so great they're doing this, and it's like, well, I just saw a project giving out $1 a day for using their profile picture. I was thinking, well, when we minted out, we did a week for hundreds of dollars. It must have
It
been.
was, wasn't it? Yeah. I can't quite remember exactly
Well,
what
we
the
did.
divvy up was, but yeah, it was a lot.
40 ETH, I think it was, that we split out between the 7 days and then the two social medias and then everyone that did those.
Yeah,
I think how it worked. But back then that must have been over 100 grand.
most
Uh,
likely. Yeah.
so yeah, we'll be doing things to push um, engagement from our side. So I guess to answer the question, what can you do? Just put in 5 minutes aside, I guess. What it could be, get into a daily habit of quest, complete the quest, put out your own tweet, and then reply guy to a couple of tweets. And if our community was doing that regularly, we'll be seen more, we'll be engaged with more. And if you just look at Sappy Seals as an example, they've really mobilized their community. And I think what we have and what we see from Penelope's exclusives is that we have an incredibly strong base. Like, we also saw that in Kai's film vote.
Mm. We
Like,
narrowly missed out on the second round of that, I think. But that
we
was like
we
that
missed
was
out
like ramp
on
up
the
to the
museum of
sale.
the Modern Museum of Art, which we were sailing, so we weren't really pushing. And in the round before, they got thousands of likes. So to just miss out was really good, really. Um, we have a strong, engaged base. We have real friendships here. We don't have chat of floor which cue someone
Let's
doing.
not do it. That's the only time it happens. Is when we say we don't have it.
And
Like,
what we need to do is take that strong base now and play get on a level playing field with other projects that are playing the game. And what we want to do is play the game in a way that will bring in people to our strong community. We want to bring in like-minded people, and you do that by sort of not that this is a real thing. I did study biology to a high level, so I know this isn't a thing. the sort of long distance diffusion. You're sort of slowly trickling into their Twitter feed. Just, oh, there's a Purr face. Oh, there's a Purr face, and eventually they're just like, oh, these Purrs aren't always talking about the floor or the moon or all of this. They actually look like a community that you know actually chat about things and become friends and know each other. Like, it's just crazy looking at the Discord now, and I'm looking at who's posting, and I'm like, yep, I know that person. I know what they're like. I don't actually know them, but I feel like I do. I
Mm,
guess I do know them, don't I? But there's nothing wrong with online friends.
not at all.
That's you know
Well, this
numbers
it's
wise, probably most of my friends.
yeah, these days, yeah. I feel like a lot of this space is built on the fact that we're all friends online, and it's like people that you would never get the chance to meet that share this interest that you then grow off, and it's like, well, I also have this interest. It's like, oh, me too. It's like getting into talking about sports or games or whatever, and it's like it all just kind of like expands from there. I saw a tweet. I'm trying to find it. I can't remember whether it was the company account or it was my personal account, but it was somebody asking of like, does a strong community mean a strong floor price? And I think it must have been my personal because I answered it, and I don't like answering questions like that from the company account because it's not for the company to be saying it. But I was basically kind of saying, it's like, well, if you've got a strong community, then the floor price doesn't really matter because like that's that's a completely different utility that you've got. Like, who cares if you're in this club and you're having a great time? Like, then it doesn't matter. Like, if you
Really.
put it into like a nightclub, and I don't like nightclubs, but if you put it into like the nightclub metaphor again, if you're in that club and you're having a great time with your friends, and then someone tells you like, oh, there's a guy outside, he'll give you like 200 quid to take your spot, and you'll be like, well, I don't care because I'm having a great time with all these people that I really like, and we're just hanging out and having a lovely time, and this is the music that I like, and everyone's dancing, and hey, the drinks are free, and all this other sort of stuff. And it's like,
There's this thing called the cost of living crisis, mate. If people were paying 200 quid to leave the club, you better know they'd be straight out.
I'm out. Let's go. It was a metaphor, right?
Well,
But
I
yeah, I
mean,
was like, yeah, it was interesting to me.
floor price does matter, but it's kind of a strong community doesn't make a strong floor price, but it can. But it depends, like, how big that community is, right? So if you extrapolated our members to 10,000, we'd have an insane floor because we'd have this really strong community on a large scale. So what we want is more people that are like us. We want more us, more of our strong community, and not not everyone is here to make friends, and we understand that. Um, but a lot of people are engaging, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, look, the support, we talked about it a lot, like in Discord and on Twitter, over the past few days. So from last Friday when the sale went live, um, the just like the energy just before that, and then like all of the lovely messages that we've had on Twitter and people engaging and everything else from this kind of this core that we've got, and from new people like discovering us either through people who are already in the community or people that were like, oh, I've like seen you guys for ages, I finally jumped in, and all this other sort of stuff. Yeah, it's just absolutely mind blowing to have that, and to kind of see that play out in real time of like, yeah, the energy that everybody brought was just absolutely amazing to see. It's fantastic.
How many exclusives are listed now? I said
Oof.
9.
I did some number crunching real quick earlier today. The 0.5% of all the NFTs that we've created. So all of the cats, kittens, grandmas, exclusives, and then all of the airdrops. 0.5% of those are on sale.
That was every NFT. That
That
wasn't just
was
an
that
exclusive.
wasn't just exclusives. That was every NFT that we've put out.
And we've only had 2 sales.
Yeah.
Just counted as 14. Um, but one's at 100 ETH. Like, do we count that one?
Yeah.
I, I think,
Finally, someone valuing it where it should be.
and one is at 0.69. Um,
I'd be happy with that.
so yeah, there's only one, two, three, four, five, six that are under 0.11. So what that shows to me is the main people that minted this are our community, like the people who want to be here. They don't want to leave. They're not here for the quick flip. Flipper wise, we obviously don't have many. There's been 3.4 ETH total volume, so presumably about 30, 40 picked up below floor. Because I know, no one will buy over 0.1 because you can mint for 0.1.
Sure can.
And
Optimized gas as well.
that ETH would go to us instead of the flipper, which would benefit you as a holder because then we can spend it as opposed to the flipper. But if you can get it cheaper, then obviously that's beneficial to you as a buyer. But normally when you see these, the floors are just so deep. Like people are like, oh, this is on a run, and someone's bought like 200 and it's moved up so low. Well, that just can't happen here, right? Just because the people that hold the exclusives want the exclusives, and we did see quite a few people come in and they joined and they bought a Purr as well. Quite a few people bought Purrs. Quite a few
Yep.
people got fresh PCC.ETHs. We went past 800. Um, so it it's quite amazing to see. I think it's safe to say, that it is our fans, the community. It's per holders that have these, and they're waiting for token, and they want to get token and use token and do everything that we plan to do with that.
Good job. August is coming soon, isn't it?
What the fuck have you done?
It always sounds so fun when you spell alpha. I wanted to go. I wanted to have a pop.
Yeah, but that's a fucking big one. Yeah, that no one cares about. It's like, oh, when do I get this fucking hoodie that's a bit of fabric? You just token. Oh man,
Oh,
people can clip it
fi-
as well.
fired live on air. Right, let's move on. Let's get another question. Let's get another question going. Thank you very much, Emmo, for that one question.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Um, right, where have we got? Literally, the next question I saw was from ace.pcc.e saying token in August. So let's just scrub past that. Um, this is from Pixelaf. Are you happy with the mint? Did you expect more slash less? What would you like to do if you could turn back time and start it again? Which is quite deep. We probably don't have time for all the depth on that. But yeah, in
I
general
do it when
terms,
we plan to in April.
yeah.
I do it in the bull market. That's like,
We would have done it pre-crash.
I mean, it's hard, right? Because I have no doubt that we'd have done, mint out in probably wave 1 or 2 if this was, April when we planned to. And then it gets to when we're actually minting it, and you don't really know where normal things stand. Like there's not much to compare to.
Mm.
So we didn't really know, and then it was almost like just a comedy week beforehand. Like pre-mint gets hacked.
Oh,
Our
bonkers!
whole
Yeah.
marketing for that week was going to be these 500 dev mints. We were pretty much going to give them away to all the big NFT communities via pre-mint. And even now, people aren't. Pre-mint fixed it in a few days. They fixed it before our mint,
Hmm.
but people still aren't fully, back.
It's perception, isn't it? It's
Because they're,
like
yeah,
you rock the trust in it, and then it's okay. Well, we fixed the problem. It's like, well, did you though? It's like you suddenly start doubting it. It's like it's classic psychology stuff. Yeah, that happened, and then the NFT world stuff with Minecraft happened
they,
the same
they
week as
saw,
well.
like, I write up this big post, like, right, here are our three pillars. Fourth pillar is we can pivot.
Like
NFT world is a pillar.
4 minutes
I
later.
think I think it was 12 hours, maybe 12 hours after I posted that. Minecraft's like, oh no no no. Well, at least there's that pivot.
We can't have other people monetizing Minecraft. We can't have that.
Oh, the what I find hilarious in all of that, like you just think about what they say for a second. It's like NFTs are all about building digital scarcity. Like, why should that be a thing? It's digital. It shouldn't be scarce. By the way, please buy Minecraft so that you can have the digital scarcity of having the
Yeah.
game. Like,
Please pre-order this new version. It's like,
You
oh
can't really call
god.
Minecraft scarce at this point, with how many people have bought it, but they are gatekeeping it via a payment instead of an NFT. They're just so brain dead that they don't
It's the
understand.
same thing. Yeah. This kind of large scale ignorance of what NFTs and crypto and blockchain, what it all actually is. Like there's a huge lack of understanding that we're probably going to deal with forever. And then obviously I think as as you get younger and more stuff comes into it, then it'll be a lot more acceptance. But yeah, right now it's like, oh, NFT. You say NFT to so many people. I'm in another server that's exactly like this, and it's like, oh, scam NFTs. They're all scams. Every single one is a scam. Nothing is bringing any benefit to the table. And if it's not a scam, it's killing the planet. I'm like, it's just, yeah,
I just don't get how, I guess, these people exist. Like, I don't know. It's hard to comprehend because my brain has always been excited and tried to think things through and sort of, oh, what does this actually mean? What could this do? And that's why basically I've been a professional weird jobber, you know, in gambling because the I saw the opportunity, which plenty of people saw, and I tried to tell people, hey, I'm making money doing this. You can do this exact same thing, and they're like, no, scam. You can do it for me, which got me loads of clients, which was great. But it just makes you think: are people really this dumb? Like, I get that there are scams and rug pulls and all of these in NFTs. But can you not see how Minecraft's talking about digital scarcity when they have done that for their entire existence, even when it was Mojang before before Microsoft? You had to buy the game. That's
yeah.
digital scarcity, which they've just talked against, which they are doing and have done for longer than NFTs have existed, longer than Bitcoin has
They're
existed.
also
The fuck?
yeah, these Bitcoin NFTs that they're on about. Um
Oh yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. And yeah, I think and then they end it with saying like, oh, like yeah, but we're not against like using the blockchain in the future. It's like when they've got control of it, when they can monetize it, when they want to do it. And it's like yeah.
I
So
genuinely don't understand how people are so dumb. Like, I don't
yeah,
get it.
basically. I feel like a lot of the time this space feels like you're taking crazy pills. And it's like, no, like we're onto something here. And I guess that's like there's more conviction in this and there's more people with conviction in this and it keeps going and I keep seeing it. I was trying to buy tickets to the NFL yesterday, um and was in a massive long queue, Made me nostalgic for queuing for Top Shot packs, which was wild. And then whilst I'm in the queue, there's people tweeting about it saying that those same tickets that people have just bought for like 60 quid or whatever are now on sale on some scalp site for like 600 quid. Like, whilst I'm still in the queue to try and buy them at floor prices, the way I was kind of phrasing it in my head. Um, there's people flipping them already, and I'm like, there's nobody benefiting from the fact that that is happening, apart from the person that's managed to get them and sell them. You could have royalties fixed on that, so the people that are putting the show on or putting the sport on or whatever, then get a little bit back from that, which they can then use to make the gig better. Or you could lock sales completely, and if you buy the ticket, you have to go, and if you can't go, tough, shouldn't have bought it, you can't sell it on to people. Or there's a window where you can buy the ticket to the show, and then up until 5 days before you can sell it on, but you can only limit it, and you can limit how much they can sell it on for. It's like, so much of what this space is doing fixes all of the things people were complaining about, and I'm just like, it'll get there. But I'm like,
Like,
what does it take?
like you, I don't know, member of your family dies, but Gary V's locked your fly fish token 2 days before. So you're like, well, I could go see it for a last time, but I've just paid 1,000 quid to go to this fish
Could
restaurant.
go fly fishing though. Well, maybe there's mitigating circumstances. I
What's
don't know.
what's
But yeah,
the next?
the next question. Let's move on. That was me rambling on that one. What a
Uh,
world! What a world. Um, so this is from vr.pcc.eth. Token hoodies reveal of exclusives. But the thing that is most pressing: when is the next Fall Guys? And why has Carlini not been playing? Is he scared of Jimmy Hacks? Big question.
I've never played Fall Guys, but I did watch the. I sent you
Oh, yeah, disguised toast.
of that tournament and how they accidentally won.
Yeah, it's good.
It,
It is good fun.
it looks fun in a kind of memey way, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like it's quite randomized, but then obviously with any video game, there's people who are just like weirdly good at it. In our case, it's our very own James. Uh, but yeah, it's a good play. Well, Fall Guys will return next month. Let me pull up my little socials calendar. Where are we? Fall Guys is back on the 11th of August. It'll be the second Thursday of every month. So I've got like a whole roster built for August already. Um, Next Thursday, it's the first Thursday of the month. We have quiz. Oh, actually, let's start with tomorrow. Tomorrow, last Thursday of the month, we had Fortnite. First Thursday of August, we have the quiz night. 11th of August, we have Fall Guys. 18th of August, we have movie night. And this month, it is Super Bad. There's a lovely custom poster floating around. I'm going to repost it now because I'm quite proud of this. And then the last Thursday of the month will be Fortnite again. So
What
that
was
is our little.
hoodies?
The other things was token hoodies, reveal of exclusives.
So hoodies. We've had the first batch of hoodie. They're all made now. OIK have made them all.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
they then went from whoever manufactures them to OIK, who then added the tech to the hoodies, and they're going to come to me in batches. So the first batch of I think it's 100 is on the way to me now. I think it's probably going to struggle in customs. Jamie's preparing the unboxing experience because we had a bit of back and forth over if their distribution center would do it or if we'd sort it like we do with our merch. We were going to package up the experience and send it over to them, and they put it in, and then it all got to the point where it was a bit like, oh, maybe it's easier if we do it at our end. So they are on the way, which means as soon as we've got all of the unboxing experience in hand, um, we don't have to then send it over to them. It will then go out. Um, so what will probably happen is when we know the last bit, maybe the box they come in, or the little goodies that we send out as well, because I'm sure many of you have had the merch, and it's probably on the archive website somewhere. All the merch. Um, but you have all the little bits that we've added just to make it better and give you that little bit more to do PCC wise. You get the badges, you get the stickers, you get the letter, you get the word search, and there'll be it won't be the same for hoodies. It's been a while since was it September? It's been a while since September.
September was the airdrop. Yeah,
Uh, so we do want to make it better than
I'm, try- I'm trying to find Jamie's unboxing experience, but
the PDF.
guy shares a lot of links in the work server.
There are.
It's just like all these different tweets. It's like,
So those items will be shipped to us, and then we'll probably open burning when we know like the last bit that we need to send it all out is on the way, so that you can then all start burning the NFTs, and then as soon as that last bit comes out, we can just send it. So it should be quick from burn to your door. Um, and yeah, so I'm not going to put a date on it, but this isn't sort of it's not as soon TM as it used to be. It
yeah,
is
it's not as ethereal. We've actually got physical stuff. We're just waiting for the last kind of pieces
like
rather than, yeah.
it's it's by no means a guarantee, but you should be able to burn your NFT next month.
Oh boy.
Next month that starts in
How many days are in
one,
July?
two, three, four,
31. July's 31.
so
Could have
five,
sworn. Could have sworn you're 35.
and then you should. I'm thinking you should be able to that month, but with everything else that's going on and what Peter's leaked, we'll see there. And the last thing there is exclusive reveal.
Hmm.
That will be when we close the sale. I'm just thinking how the method of closing the sale. Um, yeah, so we'll close the sale and then reveal. And the way the sale will close, so there are a few options. Obviously,
Yes.
there is the original Penelope's option, which is just leave it open until 10,000 are minted.
The good old days.
Yeah, that's not good. I'd love it too, but we last had a mint plunge father 1 minute ago. Okay, 7,000 more plunge. Come on.
Come on, plunge.
But before that was 1 day and 1 hour ago. So
Yeah.
we basically went a day without a mint. We're not going to wait infinite amount of time. If we were seeing a few hundred a day, maybe it would be worth keeping it open. But I do understand the NFT space. It's all about momentum. It's all about narratives. It's all about why would I buy it now at this point? And when you get to this sort of stage in a sale, without the momentum, unless Plunge is bringing it, you generally aren't going to find a spark. So you got to do something. So what we're planning to do is lay out the options and then do a snapshot vote. So you holders of exclusives can vote what we do. Um, and I think it's worth quickly just mentioning that 2 hours ago I did withdraw the Ethereum from the contract. I don't think it doesn't feel like an issue at all, but it could be a FUD factor if someone decides to just pick up on it. So I, with this Fed pump, and I don't know, feels like maybe tomorrow could be bad. So I thought, just stable it. There's no point playing this casino game with that. much company funds anymore because we still do have to pay tax regardless. And if ETH dumps, we could be, mega bad. So that's all stabled up. The other options. So we could close it on a certain date. So we could say, in a couple of days, we will close it at this time, and that is when it will close. However many there are, that is however many there are. Maybe just thinking, what we'd probably do is close it and then dev mint up to a nicer number. If there's how many are there currently? There's currently 2,952. Round up to 3,000. We dev mint 48, and maybe they could be quest rewards, or we are still planning on. I don't know if anyone remembers when I said ambassadors would get the sort of weekly raffle, and we'd put NFTs in there. Again, it's a sort of, we just need to get that working thing. So when that's working, they could go into there. T-Cham says free, 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 free. That was another one of the options. So a date and then dev mint just to something nicer, because we're then going to be saying that number for, for a while more. Because people will be like, okay, so what's happening with X, Y, or Z? It won't be. It won't be a lot more people. We're now getting 6969 and 9999 in the Discord. It will be slightly rounded up to a nice number. Do I think if we said we're closing it on, if there was a vote that was we're closing it on Friday, do I think we go past 3,000? Would we go past 3,333? I don't know. So that's why I don't want to say we'd do it up to here or there. We just ever so slightly round up to a nicer number. An alternative option is we vote to have a number, so we cap it at 3,000, and there all there is. And we just leave the sale open until that happens, and if it goes on too long, maybe we dev mint them and then reveal. So I don't want people waiting for this reveal for a long time. The only slight issue is the RNG. So it has been planned out such that there are 10 of the highest tiers. The private jets, the only animated one of the lot, that's an animated NFT. There are 10 of them. If we close at our current number, you would expect there to be 3. But there could be 10, there could be 0. We do not know, because while so how we've RNG'd this is there is basically 1 to 10,000, and there is a list. Number 1 is this NFT. Number 2 is category 2. Number 3 is category 3. Number 4 is category 1. Category 1, category 1, category 1, category 5. It's just a list of category numbers basically. But then we do the RNG by when we close the mint, it randomly, I believe, with Chainlink. Now I don't want to say for certain, but I'm pretty sure Chainlink then picks a number, and that number is the new number 1, I guess. So if Chainlink says 6,578, 6,578 is then mapped to number 1. So that becomes the first NFT. And then whatever number I just said plus 1 is now number 2. And it just carries on from there. So it's effectively the same list with then a new start point. So if we then have, say, 3,000 of these, we'd go from 6,000 to 9,000, or we'd have whatever category 5s, 4, 3s, 2s, and 1s that has, whereas the current sort of 10,000 has a very selected number. So that I think there's 7,000 of category 1, 2,000 something of category 2. So it is very bottom heavy. So we don't know how the RNG will play out. So I guess that's the only thing to say. Not that it's a negative to the options, because we are going to end up, we will end up with less. That's just are given at this point. So they're free. I don't think there's another option. I personally, I think date is best. So date doesn't mean a long time away. It's just picking the method of closing the sale. It also lets us do a few more things. So we are planning to give away what did I call them earlier? The booster decks.
Yes, booster decks and booster packs.
So the booster decks have a PCC and random um, perk NFTs in them, and we would randomly give those away to minters um, of the exclusives, and we do the same with packs. So we'd be rewarding those who have mint. Well, I guess technically it won't be who's minted. Who has? It'll be a snapshot of holders of exclusives, but not many of these are selling, so it's almost exactly minters. So you're almost entered into a raffle for the chance to then win another Purr or another set of hoodie perks or model perks or all of this, and we'll be using these as well in questing. Um, so this also won't be people who have just minted between now and the end. This is people. This is everyone. Like if you've already minted, job done. And you're already in with that chance to win. So we're just basically what we're trying to do is we say, hey, look, we've got these NFTs. We know the people who have minted our exclusives due to the range of um, those listed for sale and how diamond handed everyone is during a sale and how every other community doesn't do this in their sale. Huge sale wars. We know that it's you guys. So let's reward you because we have the NFTs. We want these to go to our fans. Well, just putting out there as well, we can also use it as, Twitter engagement and getting it out there and just trying to push the sale one last time um, towards the end. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's sort of what we're going to put it up for a vote.
I was going to say, do we want to let the people vote on this? But yeah,
Yeah, so we'll basically say leave it open, date or number, and we're going to let you decide that, and we'll pick, the date or the number, but just purely because when you start getting into like a second vote for, like, okay, we voted date. Now, do we pick
yeah,
Friday
and
at
then
12,
just
Friday at 6, Saturday at 8? It's like, does it
everyone pitch us your favorite dates, and then we'll vote on all of
it
them. And yeah,
it
just
doesn't feel important, whereas the method of closing it can lead to different results. So I think involving you there helps, and then letting it's not that it's not going to be ages time wise or really high number wise, unless you pick. If you pick leave it open, I really don't think you will. So I don't even really know why I'm just clarifying. But if you pick leave it open until 10,000, then obviously it probably will take a while. Um, so while I'm saying all of this, do think about the vote. But if it's time, we'll get those boosters and packs out as well, purely because that can push more people to mint. Maybe get a bit of FOMO going at the end. Maybe if we're all tweeting as well. Um, and then what we'll do is have the sale closed, reveal the exclusives, and carry on as planned.
the packs are looking quite fun. I've just been seeing that trickle in whilst we've been chatting.
Yeah.
So
When announcements? Never again, because I got in trouble.
It's never happening.
Like that's why we're not talking about it because it was like,
Not talking about it. Nothing's happening.
was this the oh, was the time? I guess not.
Oh dear. Yes, right. Quick fire round I'm gonna do
Okay.
because we're getting to the end of the show. Um, Right, a couple of these are from Moofy. Only 0.5% of exclusives currently listed for sale. It's actually zero point 0.5 of the entire Penelope's Country Club universe. Are the team surprised by this? No, our community is fucking awesome. Nothing surprises me about how great they are. Any plans for more limited edition merch a la Lucky Cat tee? Yes, there is. I don't know what the next one. I don't know if Jamie's got an idea for the next one or what he wants it to be, but
I
that's definitely something we want to do more. We need to give out more Lucky Cat codes, actually.
how about we give we do the same as the what if they're in the decks?
Oh, that's a good shout.
What if we put some lucky cat? You know, not all of them because me and Jamie still have fake ones. Like, not a fan of that. But
No.
but I know we do have quite a few. What if we put some of them? So if you win a deck, don't think, oh, I won a lucky cat. But they could be in some of them because what we'll do is we'll build up a certain amount of decks. You know, this one might just have a Penelope and a Lucky Cat. Then the one under that will have a Penelope and 5 models, and then the one under that will have a Penelope and just a Comic Cat NFT, and then the one under that will have a Penelope and 10 Comic Cat NFTs. And then the one you win would be randomly selected from those. So we'll build up these theoretical decks, and then you'll win one based on that. Deck, 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 deck.
But yes, KSU32 says, care to comment on the swirling rumours that the search for our grandmas is no longer a missing person search, but a missing body search? No comment.
How do you
M.
define body? Okay, go
Yeah,
no comment.
yeah, let's go with a comment.
Otherwise, I'll lead them.
Mariano and Fall Guys. Fall Guys is the second Thursday of every month for the time being. Just on that, kind of gone with Fall Guys and Fortnite because those have been the most popular. All your grandmas belong to us. I've gone with Fall Guys and Fortnite because they've seemed to be the most popular. People hanging out and chatting and playing. If there's a game that you're jonesing to play instead, then let me know and we can see if more people want to play it and we can add that to the roster.
But
And
Minecraft.
alpha for the exclusive airdrops. No comment for now, but I think like decks and everything else is probably going to play into that, so that's quite fun. Um,
I
if
think
token,
I've said
sorry,
what.
yeah, no, go on.
I think I've said what the airdrops are before.
I believe so, yeah.
Base.
I'm not going to say that out loud because this is recorded. If Token is ready to launch, this is from Dodo. If Token is ready to launch, would it be beneficial to launch now before closing the mint so people can see it in action? It seems that almost all minters are already part of the community, as seen by the low amount of exclusives listed. True, but we don't want to rush the launch if we don't have to. And I think, as Carlini's already said, we kind of want to close this sale well, if you guys agree with it, obviously, with the vote, but I think closing it sooner rather than later is probably the smarter play.
I do
So,
think there's an important thing to add there.
mm,
The tokenomics of token are set. I saw some discussion in the Discord about how all this is diluting the Purrs rewards, when in reality it's not. What it's doing is it's moving daily token yield that would have gone elsewhere. So when you look at tokenomics for coins that come out, it's like, okay, this much is allocated to this. There's just use ApeCoin as an example. Um, the main I hated one thing completely about how they did their tokenomics. It was like 8% goes to the founders and charity. And then when you broke it down, it was like 7.5% went to the founders and 0.5 went to charity or something like that. I can't. I've been thinking too much tokenomics. I can't remember what they did. But I think they only put 40% into the DAO or something like that. So when you look at uh, the percentages of how token works, there's a certain percent that goes to PCC. There's a certain percent that goes to tier twos, which is tier twos get exactly the same as tier ones in the grand scheme of things, because there are 10,000 Penelopes and they get 10 a day, and there are 20,000 tier twos and they get 5 a day. So you're doubling the amount there are, but you're halving the amount they get, so it's exactly the same. Whereas grandmas and kittens, if you just include them as a tier 3, there are obviously double, so there are 20,000 of those when they all come out, but they get one each. So it's actually a fifth. But tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 all add up to more than 50% of the token allocation, I believe. I think it's quite a bit more. And then what was left was the team has an amount for sort of I guess stock options sort of thing. It's I should really have the tokenomics in front of me. It's a small amount. It's maybe similar to apes actually. It might be 8% or something around that, which doesn't go. I'll add doesn't go to us. Some goes to us, and then some is sort of saved for future hiring. So obviously we're thinking for the future. Um, Then there is the team amount of token for collabs. We've spoken before about how it would be great to pay artists or whatever. So I know it really wasn't received well, so I would hesitate to make the link. But Moonbird's Oddities had Gremlin do the art for them. Now, presumably, they've paid him in ETH or stables. They have a lot of it. Um, but what if we were to work with artists like that and pay them? They'll probably, they'll want some cash or ETH, but we could also pay them in a daily yielding token, an NFT that would yield token, and that would then keeps them interested in the ecosystem, right? So there'd be a percentage there, and then there was an amount that was up for grabs. It was going to be the way for a fundraise, because we didn't we're not doing another sale in a way. This is kind of the token sale. It's not we're not selling you a mutant. We're not selling you a Meebit. Nothing like that. We're getting you to earn those via token, but what we're selling you is the option to get more token. And that was there were a few routes: VCs, private sale, public. And we went public, but that token allocation still exists. That is still there. So maybe when we launch token, we launch another NFT that could yield this token. Maybe private sale, OTC sale. Not entirely 100% sure, but I'm just putting it out there. I want people to be aware that token isn't getting diluted. It's not changing. It's staying as it was, and it always has been. So since before you knew about token, this token has always existed, because um, I've always wanted it to be a clean number, being the absolute cap. And when you take an NFT that yields 10 a day, and there's 10,000 of them, then you double it because of tier 2, then you add a little bit because of tier 3, and then you times that by 15 years. It's actually more than 15 years. You then, to round it up to a nice number, there's quite a lot of it, and it's stayed at that since before you knew. Um, so the tokenomics haven't changed, and this sale won't change that. So we may when we launch token have another sale for this token again. We may have sold it OTC, we may have gone private, I'm not sure. Plenty of options open to us. I do remember seeing one of the questions, something like, did we raise enough to expand? And that we wouldn't be expanding, we will be delivering what we have already said. You know, we'll be delivering what we've got lined up, and the funds are being allocated towards those things. But you're not going to see a new wave of hiring based on this sale. And we do want to expand, we do want to improve and get bigger and better. So that would be why maybe the token would be sold OTC or private or via another sale when token is released. Just to get that out there when it's all. I don't want people to be like, oh no, this is happening now just as token comes out, and that will all be planned into the prices of things are in token. So a tier 2 is likely to be quite costly in token because it's the main sync. That's where it's all going. And if there's how much is there a day? Can't even remember. Actually, it's ridiculously easy, isn't it? It's 100,000 a day plus 1,000 because all I very much imagine all grandmas and kittens will be out before token launches. Peter's told you when token launches, so
Oopsie.
120,000 a day. And the goal is to absorb that. Obviously, we want to make you want to spend. I don't even want to use the word spend. I guess use your token rather than dump it.
This is my face right now. Awesome. Final question. When will the pink robes be available in the merch store? Which I think is the dressing gowns for the GM cat. That's from Perella, who's got an amazing custom GM pose on Twitter, which looks awesome. I think Curator Cat's handiwork yet again. Is something that would be really fun, I think, to have. But that's probably down the line just yet. But I think we mentioned that before.
Human. So that's not a street word.
They're coming next month, guys. Get ready for dressing gowns.
God, Peter will be murdered. Fuck Heath, man, it's pumping still and I've stabled.
It's still going. 1628 now. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know what Walsh is up to, but whatever he's doing, keep doing it, baby. If that guy leaves the house, Heath crashes. It's been happening for like a good solid 2 weeks now.
Stay in.
If he's in his house, everything's fine. If he leaves, terrible. So there we go. You heard it here first, guys. We need to set up a camera and get some smart locks on his doors. Thank you everybody so much for listening. Let us know in the Discord whether you're more into this later time slot. It seems to work better for us as well. So if you like the later one, let us know. If you're just checking in now, the show is ending, but it is recorded. You'll be able to listen to it straight back on Twitter. You will also be able to listen to it later on YouTube. All of the links are in our beautiful link tree in the bio, including a link for Penelope's exclusives, which may not be there for that much longer, based on what we'll be voting on very, very soon. Fortnite we're playing tomorrow, as I said, and then more stuff next week, and moving forward from there. Carlini, anything to add before we get out of here?
No, just a really quick. Too long didn't read. We'll close the exclusives in a way that you vote on. We'll put the vote up tomorrow for 24 hours. Probably would have put it if we were on the earlier time slot. Maybe we'd have sorted that out tonight. But yeah, we'll just get it out there. Get out there tomorrow, 24 hours. If you select, date or date or amount, we'll then pick a reasonable one. So it will be soon that it will be over. Then we'll reveal. There will be these booster packs and the booster decks that will be giving out the NFTs that we have as a company, which is a lot because we understand that you're all, our core community pretty much. If you've got an exclusive, you're likely one of our key sort of members. So rewarding you guys is actually quite easy to do because you've just minted diamond handing. Um, so we'll reward there and Twitter engagement. We'll be trying to encourage you all to tweet more and get you know, encourage you to PFP your Purr, get your .pcc.eth on Twitter, and then just put a little bit of time into shit posting, reply guying, questing. Not a requirement, more of a request, I guess.
Yeah, a request, not a quest.
Oh, okay, on that note.
He's done it. He's done it. Thank you everybody so much for listening. We'll be back next week, obviously, and you can hear my voice again, annoyingly, on Fortnite tomorrow night. Carlini, say goodbye to all the lovely people.
Goodbye. See
See
ya.
ya.